The human mind is a profound mystery. We experience the world, yet how this arises remains a puzzle. Our thoughts and emotions feel deeply personal, but how do they emerge from our brains? Philosophers and scientists have grappled with this for centuries. It strikes at the heart of being human. The subjective nature of experience eludes us. David Chalmers called it the hard problem of consciousness. How do physical processes give rise to experience? Understanding consciousness impacts our view of self and reality. David Chalmers, in his 1995 paper, distinguished between the easy problems and the hard problem of consciousness. The easy problems involve explaining cognitive functions like perception, learning, and memory. These can be understood through computational or neural mechanisms. The hard problem is explaining how physical processes give rise to subjective experience. How do neurons produce the feeling of seeing red, smelling a rose, or feeling joy? This problem has stumped philosophers and scientists for generations. Neuroscience has made remarkable progress in unraveling the complexities of the brain. We now know that the brain is composed of billions of neurons, interconnected in vast and intricate networks. These neurons communicate with each other through electrical and chemical signals, forming the basis of all our thoughts, feelings, and actions. Sophisticated brain imaging techniques, such as fMRI and EEG, allow us to observe the brain in action. We can see which areas of the brain are active during different tasks, providing insights into the neural correlates of consciousness. We've learned that specific brain regions are associated with particular functions. For example, the visual cortex processes visual information, the auditory cortex processes sound, and the hippocampus plays a crucial role in memory formation. While these discoveries are groundbreaking, they still don't fully address the hard problem. We can observe the neural correlates of consciousness, but we still don't understand how these physical processes give rise to the subjective, qualitative experience of consciousness itself. Bridging the explanatory gap. The heart of the hard problem lies in the seemingly unbridgeable gap between the objective, third-person perspective of science and the subjective, first-person perspective of experience. Science excels at describing the physical world in terms of matter, energy, and forces. However, it struggles to capture the subjective, qualitative feel of our inner world. Think of it this way. Imagine trying to explain the color red to someone who has been blind since birth. You could describe the wavelength of light, the way it stimulates the retina, and the neural pathways involved in color perception, but you could never truly convey the subjective experience of seeing red. This is the essence of the explanatory gap. We can describe the physical processes of the brain in great detail, but we still can't explain how these processes give rise to the subjective feeling of what it's like to experience the world. Exploring the landscape of theories. Despite the challenges, numerous theories have been proposed to tackle the hard problem of consciousness. These theories offer a wide range of perspectives, from materialistic explanations to those that posit consciousness as a fundamental aspect of reality. Materialist theories, such as those proposed by Daniel Dennett and Patricia Churchland, argue that consciousness is ultimately reducible to physical processes in the brain. They contend that once we fully understand the complexities of the brain, the mystery of consciousness will dissolve. Other theories, such as integrated information theory, IIT, proposed by Giulio Tononi, suggest that consciousness is an intrinsic property of certain complex systems. IIT proposes that any system that integrates a sufficient amount of information will exhibit consciousness, regardless of its physical makeup. Panpsychism, a view gaining traction in recent years, proposes that consciousness is a fundamental property of the universe, present in all things to varying degrees. This view suggests that even seemingly inanimate objects like rocks or atoms possess a rudimentary form of consciousness. Consciousness, an unfolding mystery. The hard problem of consciousness remains one of the most profound and enduring mysteries in science and philosophy. Despite decades of research and countless theories, we still lack a definitive answer to the question of how subjective experience arises from the physical world. Some argue that the hard problem is ultimately unsolvable, that our current scientific framework is simply not equipped to tackle the subjective nature of consciousness. Others remain optimistic that future breakthroughs in neuroscience, physics, or perhaps even a new scientific paradigm altogether will eventually illuminate the mystery. Regardless of where one stands on this debate, the hard problem forces us to confront fundamental questions about the nature of reality, the self, and the limits of human knowledge. It is a question that compels us to look inward, to explore the depths of our own subjective experience, and to marvel at the extraordinary fact that we are conscious at all. What do you believe? Is consciousness just a complex product of the brain, or is there something more profound and mysterious behind our experiences? Let us know in the comments below.